A riddle found in the 1932 Ludamus. Who was the greatest financier the world has ever known? Noah, because he floated a limited company while the rest of the world was in liquidation. 1930, 1940, 1950.
Elections. For a week, the most important question at school was, are you a conservative, liberal, or CCF? The school was covered with vote conservative, CCF intelligent socialism, reconstruction, not reform, for our king and country. Every noon hour, if you heard loud voices striving to outdo each other, you might know that the subject was Dominion politics. As you walked along the corridors, you would see small groups, and in the midst, an enthusiastic girl holding forth. The soapbox was the only mission. One morning in prayers, the three party leaders at the school presented their platforms. If you were undecided, it would have been very difficult to make up your mind, for each was so convincing, so sure that government by their party was the only hope for Canada. After that, recess, or the short time after prayers, was free for girls to make speeches. Some interesting ones were given, some were serious, and some quite entertaining. The school was divided into constituencies with candidates for all three parties. The candidates were merely names, but this took away none of the reality. The election day finally came. It was with great excitement the returns were watched. Finally, we read CCF, 17 votes. We must remember that the party started with 2 members only. Liberals, 36 votes, while the Conservatives, with 114 votes, carried the day with a sweeping majority
of students, when asked, will tell you how they feel about our daily marching. At 1:45, there goes the bell, and gone with it our hopes of finishing that extra bit of homework we forgot to do last night. With a mad rush, we fly helter-skelter down the corridors to the assembly hall for tactics. I call it tactics, but it's commonly referred to as rhythmics, which is absolutely ridiculous as there's nothing rhythmical about us. Indeed, the piano has a hard time keeping up with us, which is hardly surprising as we all go at different speeds. We line up in what is supposed to be height order, but it may be noticed that some sag at the knees as I visibly grow an inch, just to stand next to their friends. With much chatter and argument, the marching begins. We file through the doors, and from then on, our fate rests on the memory of the girl in front. To and fro we go, round and round, in and out, while our minds are filled with a succession of irrelevant thoughts. Left, right, Mary should really darn her stockings. They're a disgrace. Oops, sorry, went wrong there, but how was I supposed to know that we have to stop in the middle? My, Jean has an attractive hairdo, but it's too bad about her complexion. Land of hope and glory. Heavens, that means I'm supposed to be leading something, somewhere. I wonder if Johnny will take me out tonight. Here we go, I do hope we're going in the right direction. Wheels and circles, lines or wiggles, twists and turns. It's amazing how we ever get anywhere. The most astounding thing about our marching is that it all works out neatly, or fairly neatly, for which miracles let us all humbly admire and thank Miss Wright. I do wonder why we march around when there's so much to be done.
I have been here only for 4 months, and I come from an entirely different country, China. In this vast country of Canada, I am like a lost sheep. I wandered about and do not know where to start my long journey into the world. But in Havergal, I found my shepherds. When I am weak, they encourage me and pour into me a new strength. When I have difficulties, I seek help from them. To like a country, it is better to like its people first. Among the girls, I found friendship, amity, and sympathy. When I am homesick or unhappy about some disillusion, I find understanding, cheer, and companionship among them. The dormitory seems to be a big family. We eat, play, work, and rest at the same time. Visiting rooms and gossiping about each other's affairs seems to be our favorite thing to do. All these, friendship, guidance, and happiness at Havergal, have opened my eyes to appreciate this country, not from its natural beauty, but from the kindness and generosity of its people's hearts.